Here we go. You guys, welcome to Recon. It's 8:30 Eastern, 9:30, no, 9:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern, and we're ready for Recon. It's Wednesday, and we've got the perfect conversation for Wednesday. You work all week and you want a conversation like this at least once a week. So you're showing a property and the buyers, they love the home. And Louise, what do they say?
Oh my gosh, we love it. We want to buy it. What do we do next?
There you go. That's the conversation. Now, this isn't technically an objection. However, there is a good way and a better way to handle it. So let's see how you'd have it. So, Louise, who's up first?
Tiffany. Tiffany, we love this house. We want to buy it. What do we do next?
Fantastic. Well, first, tell me how familiar are you with the process?
This is actually the second house we will have purchased, and the other one we bought 20 years ago.
Oh, okay. So a lot of things could have changed between then and now. To get started in the process, really the first thing that we need to do is call your lender and make sure that we're getting quotes to match. Make sure that the note on this house matches what you expect in your monthly note.
Okay. All right. We'll make the call.
Yeah, that would be step number one. Step number two would be to write a contract and go over the contract terms and conditions and make sure that you understand everything, sign it and send it off along with your pre-approval.
Okay, we can do that.
Okay. Well, if you're ready to do all that, are there any other concerns that you have about moving forward?
Mm, I don't know what I don't know, but you'll coach us along the way.
Time. All right. Way to get off, lead off base. And we will save some feedback. We'll go another time or two. We'll get some other ideas here. I made some notes, Tiff, so I'll give you some feedback in a moment. Who's next, Louise?
Jenica is next with Kelly.
I love Jenica, the way she participates every day now. Good job.
Oh, thank you. I don't know the prompt. I just signed on.
I'm going to tell you right now, Jenica. Here we go.
Perfect.
So, Jenica, listen, we love the house and we want to buy it. What do we do next?
Oh, perfect. Well, so the house is, I'm assuming you just showed you. Okay, the house is listed at 650. Do you know what you wanted to offer on it? The next thing to do would be to place an offer.
Well, what do you think we should offer? We really like it. Can you tell me a little bit more about that offer process?
Yeah, so we checked with the listing agent, and what they told us is that they don't have any offers right now, but they're reviewing them on Friday. So they'll hold off on looking at anything until Friday. So when we looked at the recent sales, I actually emailed them to you. It looked like, where it was priced at was where the comps were, but there's always a chance that other offers could come in. So where do you guys feel comfortable?
Well, we love it. We really want it. Where do you see the trend? Where do you see the trend going? What can we anticipate if we come in a little bit lower than asking?
Yeah, so you could absolutely do that. Let me ask you this. If you came in a little bit lower than asking and then it was pending on Saturday, how would you feel about that?
What do you mean if it was pending on Saturday?
Meaning somebody else got the property, so you didn't get it and
Oh, we
someone
didn't
else
get
did.
it. Yeah, I wouldn't like that.
Okay.
Time.
So okay.
Okay. How do you feel about that one, Jenica? You felt pretty comfortable? Sounded pretty
I don't know.
comfortable.
I think I talked too much in the beginning. So outside of that,
Maybe one more, and then we'll start doing some feedback. Who's next?
thank you.
Okay, next up is Fan with Dawn.
Hey, fan, we really love this house. What do we got to do it to buy it? What do we got to do to buy it?
What are we gonna do, Don, is to offer it. What do you like to offer?
Well, it's listed at 650. Do you think there's any play in that price?
I'm sorry, is there any what?
Any play in it? Because it's been on the market for a while.
Well, yeah, again, we've seen this much property, and then this is a trend, and uh this is however much that they're sold. So what would you like to offer?
Well, I don't want to be a knucklehead and lose it, but I don't want to necessarily give it, my money away. So I don't know. What do you think about coming in like 10,000 lower?
We can definitely do that. offer 650, so that's 640, right? Again, from a scale 1 to 10, what are you right now?
An 11.
Okay. Well, if we submit this 640 and tomorrow morning and you see your offers got beat by another one, how would you feel about it?
Well, are there any other offers?
I will call to find out.
Okay. Well, if there aren't 640, then if there
Time.
are 650.
I tell you that you guys that are on Recon have been on a while, and fans one of them. You guys are, I think, light years ahead of most people. Now, again, what we want to do is we want to get you into the dance mood and make you all Michael Jacksons of the moonwalk. Okay, so you guys are already looking much better than Larry the Cable Guy on the dance floor. So let me give you some feedback here, Tiffany. A couple different things. Tiffany started off first, and first of all, how familiar are you with the process is how she started. Now, again, hopefully in a perfect world, you have an opportunity to have kind of a strategy session with a buyer and you kind of know a lot of things. However, many times too, they're calling you. That's the first time you meet them at the home. So the question is within the ballpark, you might want to ask, how familiar are you? One of the things, Tiff, that you did that you just kind of assumed, well, we need to get you to a lender. Always remember this, guys. At some point in time, the first question you ask, not, are you pre-qualified, is will you be paying cash or financing? Because if I'm going to be a cash buyer and you've asked if I'm pre-qualified, I'm going to say no. Get to the lender. Now you're going to treat me like I'm going to be insulted that you don't think I have the money. So, Jenica, all three of you, particularly the last two, used the word offer. And so I am going to say, like, for example, for me, this is what I'm going to say. So I'm going to go with you, Don. So, all right, you love the home, you want to buy it, correct?
Yes.
All right. Well, again, and the other thing I didn't sense, like, for example, on yours, Tiffany, there was no urgency. How many of you guys have had a home sell out from under you before you could say, do not pass go? So speed to the leads. And so you've got to act with some urgency. So, all right. So awesome. So what I hear you saying, you want to own it. Okay. The first thing that we have to do is number one is act fast because the best homes always sell fast. Is that okay, Don?
Sure.
We've already talked in terms, and I'm just assuming I met you right now so I don't have the benefit of the strategy session. Is this cash or financing?
We're finance.
Okay. Have you been pre-approved recently?
Yes, here's the prequal right here.
You have the prequal letter. Awesome. The
Yep.
first thing that I'm going to do, listen to me on this is my first step. The first thing I'm going to do is to call to see if the home is still available.
Oh, okay.
Now, why would I do that? What's going on when I would do that?
You're letting them know that it might not be even available.
Yes, I'm setting and controlling expectations. How many of you guys have gone down the road before now because it was available when you made the appointment and you're getting people and you're going to go back and go through all this paperwork? It's gone before that even happens. So I'm doing a little bit of a takeaway, and then I'm also expressing some interest, urgency. Secondly, you said you want to buy it. It's currently they're currently offering $650. And assuming it's still available, that is a number that they were willing to accept this morning. What number do you want me to put on the contract? What I'm attempting to do is get rid of the word offer because the issue is, do they want to offer on it or own it? Now, owning is a better word than buy. Does that make sense? All right. So Louise, who's next? And we'll build on that.
Tanner. Hey, Tanner. We love the house and we want to buy it. What do we do next?
Great to hear, Luis, and thanks for letting me know. Now, before we proceed, I just want to clarify a couple things. Is that okay?
Yes, sure.
Fantastic. Now, you said you love the home and you want to proceed with it. Do you really love the home or you just like the home?
Nope. This checks all of our boxes. This is the home.
Perfect. Now, the home has been on the market only 5 days. and the asking price is 650. So based on everything we spoke earlier with the strategies and all that, where do you feel comfortable beginning the process at?
Hold on just a second. No, I had that note down. Just I'm going to stop the clock, and I wanted that. I think Jenica said comfortable. Get rid of comfortable. Comfortable. I mean, I am never comfortable going to the dentist. Buying a home is not something they do every day. So is comfort a factor?
Got it.
The question is, do they want to offer on it or own it? So comfortable, Don, is one of those words we don't use.
Right. I got it.
Okay, keep going.
So where would you like to begin, Luis?
Well, hang on.
Well,
Begin suggests you're going to begin somewhere and negotiate, right?
That's correct.
So,
mean-
hey, let me help you out. Louise, do you want to own the home?
yeah.
Well, this morning, if it's still available, the sellers were willing to accept 650. What number do you want to put on your not offer on the contract or on the paperwork?
Oh, we'd like to pay a little bit less. Do you think they would take 640?
Okay, now you take it, Tanner.
Okay, so 640. If you remember, so the home has been on the market only 5 days. If this was the only chance for you to submit your number, is that realistically the number that you want to do?
It is. It is. If we need to do that, yes.
Okay, Luis, as of this morning, they were asking 650 and you like to go 640, just to confirm.
Mm-hmm.
And if and we lose the home, somebody else comes in and offers more, and we end up losing the home, are you guys comfortable? I mean, are you guys okay with that?
No, this is the home that checks all of our boxes. This is the one.
Okay, then I mean, if this was the only chance to really own it and you want to offer less than what's asking, I'm just a little bit confused. Can you help me understand?
All right, time. So you seemed like we really weren't comfortable where to go with that. I mean, I think I know what you wanted to say, but you didn't sound like you wanted to say it. Write this down, you guys. Louise, would you like my advice?
Yeah.
Based on what you're saying, would you like my advice? Who's going to say no to that? I mean, would you like a cookie? Of course. My advice is we may only get one shot. This morning, the sellers woke up probably accepting mentally the 650. If you get one shot at it, my advice is give it your best shot first. What is that number?
Our best shot, if we have to go to 650, we can, but I'd like to try to save the money.
Everyone would like to save some money, but we get one shot. This may not be a negotiation. And again, if you want to, if the only way, and I think we ask questions, right? There is a mode in which you can tell, and that is you use a third-party story. I don't want to see happen to you what happened to a buyer just last week. Same scenario. They tried to save some money. They came in $15,000 under a home, and the seller sold it for at asking price, and they were devastated. I don't want that to happen to you. So if you have a chance right now to own it at 650 or lose it at 640, what would you do?
I'd rather own it at 650.
Okay, now I've taken them to that part right there, but there's still one thing that I have to do to make sure that I'm protecting myself. So who's next? Maybe let's pick up the role play there. If you were
Chance and Kelly are next.
Chance and Kelly, we're at that same point. Were you following along, Chance? Chance.
Are you still participating, Chance?
Let's see him.
All right.
Okay, Robert and Don, and we'll come back to Chance or I'll reorder. Okay.
So Don, I had contacted the selling agent this morning, As of this morning, they did not have any offers. They said that they've had some interest, but no offers on the table. So, what would you like to put onto the contract to move forward at this point in time?
Um, it's how about 640? They can always come back, right?
Now, hang on a second, you guys. What you just gave me some sort of hope on, there's nobody else looking at the home and no other offers out there. That was this morning. Can things change inside of an hour or two or several hours?
Yep.
So
Yeah.
the other thing is this. I wouldn't rely on anything the other agent told you. I would hold it as information, but once you share it, that's going to change my mindset. Now you can put in the chat what you think of. Well, as of this morning, I'm assuming because they're asking 650, they probably would be willing to strongly consider 650. Why would you not say that and versus bringing in the other agent, which now you're leading me to believe I'm the only one negotiating. Does that make sense, Robert?
Yes.
So go ahead and start again.
Okay. So as of this morning, it appears as though they will be willing to accept 650. So with that in mind, what would you like to put onto the contract? Or what would you like to put on?
What number would you like to put on the paperwork?
Yeah, what number would you like to put on the paperwork
That's it.
to own this home?
Yeah, there you go. Good.
640. Then they can always come back and counter us, right?
Yes, they could. However, there is that possibility that between this morning and now that there's other offers that have been placed onto the table. So,
All right, Robert, you're advanced. So I'm going to give you one more tip. There's always a chance they can come back, and you said yes. Guys, is there always a chance they can come back?
no.
No.
You guys listen and use the right words. No, there's not. What
Okay.
you want to do is constantly take it away from them.
Okay.
All right. Well, and you got like 20 more seconds. Keep going.
We can always counter Robert, right?
Well, no, there's not always that opportunity. There's that opportunity, the fact that they've received a full price offer, and that will then mean that somebody else is going to own this home and not you. How is that going to make you feel?
So thanks for letting me coach you along the way. Even on that last question, we can always counter. Yes, if we're lucky enough, but we may not get that opportunity. So would you like my advice? Yes, Denny. Assuming we get one shot, make it your best shot. Or 640. All right, let's assume we offer 640 and we find out it's sold. And then you know what? 90 days later, you find out it closed for 641. How would you feel? See, that's where I want you to go. Each and every step along the way, we want to let them, I would be upset about it. I would have paid 641 or 641. Well, then 640 wasn't your best. We got one shot. And always remember, guys, when they're in this negotiation, I don't think it would happen with you guys. I've seen so many agents play like they're Tarzan, want to pump their chest because they're trying to save the buyer $1,000 or some money, thinking that's what the buyers have hired them to do. Yet in the process, guess what? They don't get the house. Am I making sense? Go like this, maybe.
Yes.
All right. And you know what? All right. Next, Louise, number 6.
Okay, Carlos, are you ready? I mean, Carlos and Kelly, and
Yes.
we'll try it later.
Yes, I'm ready. Go ahead, Kelly.
All right, Carlos, we're thinking about coming in at 640. Do you think we have a chance that they might counter on that low offer?
I appreciate that, Kelly. Kelly, let me ask you a question real quick. If you woke up tomorrow or in a couple of hours, you found out that this home was sold, at what price would you be upset if you find out?
Well, we'd be upset. What price do you think we should be upset with if we want to offer 640? I don't
hear
want to
you,
lose the
Kelly.
house.
Okay, I understand that. And Kelly, let me ask you another question. Are we offering or are we or are you planning to own this home?
Well, we love it. We want to, we want to put a ring on it. We're ready.
Hey, that's great. That's what Beyonce said, right? Okay, now if you want to put a ring on it, what is stopping us to go what's listed for?
Well, I think we can get him. We can get him into a negotiation. Maybe they'll counter back.
I hear you. That may or may not be a case in here. And again, let me ask you, Kelly, real quick. You want to put a ring on it, you want it so bad, and it checks all the boxes for you. At what price would you find out if it was sold out that you'd be disappointed?
Well, I'd hate to lose it. So, we want to get it, but I mean, is there a chance they could not counter?
Time. That's a difficult question. I mean, I understand the question, and we can handle it. What price? You ask it twice. I'm kind of scratching my head. Is that, and that's okay. You don't have to use my words, but no one's using my words. Is there a chance that if you get them up to full prices, and this is where I had taken, where I was talking, I can't remember, Louise or somebody, I got them up to mentally full price, but is there a chance, have you ever seen it happen, where they go in at asking price and still don't get the house?
Yes.
And it can happen in any market. So, Carlos, when you ask it, at what price, I think what you're trying to ask, at what price would it not bother you not to own the house, right? So I wasn't taking notes. I was just listening. So let's go to one more. I think we have time. Yeah, we have time for one or two more, and then I'll kind of backfill. I trust you're making some notes. Like, for example, like Carlos, you had a perfect opportunity to say, well, and here's the thing. But I didn't say when I said it twice. I didn't say, well, this morning they would have accepted 650. I said, well, there's a pretty good chance when they woke up this morning, they would still consider 650 if the home was still available. Now, that gives you some latitude there. They could have raised the home. They could have raised their expectations. And I'm always controlling the buyer's expectation. Guess what? Is it possible they may have to pay more than that? Okay, next.
Okay, next is Jose with me. Jose, we love it and we want to buy it. What do we do next?
Let me reach out to the agent and make sure the home is still available.
Okay.
Luis, good news. The agent has communicated that the home is still available.
Yay.
What number do you have in mind to own it?
Let's try for 640.
Okay. Now, you do recall that we talked about the days on market. It's only been 5 days on market. And as of this morning, the seller will entertain 650. How do you feel about that information?
Well, I mean, it's still here. I don't see any other people around us.
Correct.
They
Not
could
at the
always
moment. Say that again?
They could always counter, right?
What if we don't have that opportunity, Luis? At what number would it still make sense for you to own the house and still fall within your budget?
Well, 650 is our absolute max.
Okay. And if you lose it for 655, will you hate yourself for that?
I would, but we can't go beyond the 650.
Okay. So what I'm hearing you say is 650 as your max, and you wouldn't hate yourself if you lose it for 655. Is that correct?
I would be disappointed, but we couldn't do anything about it.
So will you say that number is 650 then, Luis?
Mm-hmm.
Let me write it up and confirm it's still the offer gets sent.
Okay.
Time. So, Louise, let me just say that just for a little bit. So when you said budget, sometimes their budget may be able to afford a $6 million home. So budget, be careful saying that. I wouldn't interject budget into the conversation. Because when
What
you
would
buy
be a better
home,
term?
well, I would have said, hey, I would have left it out. I mean, assuming they're pre-qualified or they're going to pay cash. Let's say we can't go past We can't go past 650. So you're saying if you knew you could buy it at 655, would that be within realm? No, we can't afford it. So you're saying $1 a day would keep you from owning this home. You do the math, it's $6 a thousand. That's $30 a month on your mortgage payment. That's $1 a day. That's where I see when they say we can't afford it, always think that's either a condition, they can't go above that, or it's will, they just don't want to. So does that make sense?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
The other thing is when you said, I'll call the agent, which is fine. And then you went back to them. This is how I'd say it. Hey, listen, I did call the agent. As of right this second, there's no other offers. Now, when I say it that way, what am I implying?
As at this moment.
Because if you said, well, there's nobody else looking at it right now, what am I implying? Well, hey, look, we're nobody else on the dance card. Every word we say, we have to control their expectation. And because they're going to look at, want to, they really love the home and they need our help to own it. And I think we have time for one more, Louise. So good job, Jose. It was a good job.
Okay, we're gonna try with Chance again, and if he's not available, then
Yeah, I got it.
Great.
Take a chance, Chance. Let's go.
Am I with Kelly or who?
Yeah. Let's
Okay.
go, Chance. So we want to offer. We want to make a lower offer on the house of 640.
Okay. So, my question would be like, if we didn't get it, or let me back up. So I did this same thing last week in a negotiation I was doing with another client of mine, and we put it in $5,000 less, and we got word back that we missed out. So my question would be, is 10,640, are you okay with losing it if somebody else offers full price?
We're not okay with losing it. So what are you suggesting, that we come in at full price?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely. Because there's no guarantee, even at full price, that we're going to get it.
Okay.
Chance. All right. A couple
Yes, sir.
You said, now I like the fact, now notice he tried to use a third-party story. Now that's what I want you guys to see. You guys are going to get some pointers here. Either something I say, one of the coaches says, or somebody else says, way to start to work with that. But when you said we put in an offer for $5,000 less, what does that suggest?
That I put it in, maybe?
That you participated in helping them lose the house.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gotta watch the pronouns. Pronouns only work when they're successful. Okay.
Right.
The other thing I wanted to say real quick, when I write down offer. Okay. So, gosh darn it. That's what I get when I get excited. Offer full price. Actually, I don't remember. Sorry. It was another good point, but we're going to have, we have time for another one. Then we're going to have our 15 minutes. If you can stay for post game, recordings will be off. Coaches can stay. I'll stay, and we can work on this a little bit more. So,
Debbie with Don.
Thank you.
With Debbie and Don.
So Debbie, at 640, we think it'd be a great price to own this home, and I don't see anybody else here. So can we offer 640?
Well, you certainly can offer 640. We know is that as of this morning, there were no offers on the table. The seller will likely accept a full price offer. So we may only get one shot. So what would you like? What is your best number that you'd like to put on the paperwork?
That's a tough one. Do you think we'd really lose it? I mean, we're coming in so close to the list price. Do you think there's a chance we wouldn't get it at 640?
Yeah, there's always a chance that we may not get the home. I don't know what the other offers are that are out there right now.
Oh, there are other offers?
There could be.
Would you
There
like
could
my
be other,
advice, Don?
yeah, would you
Yeah,
like my advice, Tom?
yes. Yes, I would.
Okay,
Please.
we may only get one shot at this. So what would be your best offer? And if you woke up tomorrow, you wouldn't be disappointed if somebody came in at above 640.
Well, I don't want to lose it. How about 651?
Okay, so 651 is your final number?
Well, for now, yes.
Okay, well that sounds awesome, Don. I will call the listing agent, make sure it's still available, and put in the offer at 651.
So,
You
all
want to
right,
call him right
time,
from here?
top of the hour. Let me ask you this, you guys. Is there a chance they would lose it by making an offer below asking price? Yes. Is there a chance they can lose it by making the offer at asking price? Yes. Is there a chance they could lose it by going over asking price? Yes.
Yes, yes.
Anytime you were excited, they went over asking price. You were letting them, Don, believe, by golly, you're going to get it. Have you ever seen that not work?
Yes.
So you guys, you're going to be okay on most of the things. What taking you to mastery is this in a nutshell. You guys are good, much better. You're way better than the average agent out there. I mean, you're great agents. But mastery is the difference between batting 7 or 8 out of 10 and 9.5 out of 10. You look at that delta, it will make a difference by the end of the year. Controlling expectations. So at 651, that sounds good. However, is that your best? Don?
I thought I said that, but
No, you did it before that,
Oh.
but you stopped at this when they went over asking price. You started doing the little dance.
get
You know,
excited. Oh, okay, yeah.
what is that, Trump dance? You started doing that. So it's 651 your best.
Mm-hmm.
Who am I role playing with, Don?
Yeah, yeah. Well, geez, for now, but I don't know. When do I stop, Denny? I don't want to overpay for it. I don't want to bid against myself.
I understand that, but here's the thing: is that it checks all the boxes, and I don't know what the number is going to be, but right now you can control your own destiny. My question is, if you invest 1 to 5 or X number of dollars over asking price, and you get the home, and you realize you could have had it for less, or you don't invest that several extra $1,000 and you realize you could have had it for the number you would have paid over asking price, which one is the greater pain? My question, and again, okay, I'm going to give you another. My question is, when you drive by it every day and realize for, $1 a day, you could have owned the home, how will you feel?
Not good. Not good. All right, 655.
All right. So thanks so much. You guys don't go away. We're going to go off cam. And this is on overtime here.